and Facebook. And if I can just get this to work for just 1 minute, I'm going to share this and get us kicked off and started. Excellent. So for those of you that are hopping on while I'm using my technology to my advantage over here, make sure that you give us the thumbs up and comment, let us know that you're with us so I can give you that shout out and the kudos that you deserve for spending some time out of your morning with us. So excited to get this conversation rolling, and we will get started here in about 2 seconds. Perfect. Okay, so it looks like we have a couple people on. Good morning to everybody. Happy Friday. It is the end of a rather long week. I feel like everyone's been extended this week nonetheless. So for those of you that are hopping on here with us for the first time and may not be aware, I am Juliette Abdel, President and CEO of the Westminster Chamber of Commerce, and I encourage you to keep coming back to our future broadcasts. You can hit that like button and the notification or follow button so you can be alerted as we go live, post content, and information share. We're live right now on YouTube as well. So if you know of folks that ever want to absorb some of this information but might not be Facebook friendly or want to use the Facebook platform, we have in real time this streamed on our YouTube page. And of course, we ask that you follow us on all of our social media platforms at Westy Chamber on Instagram and on Twitter. These videos are available to you on our Facebook page under the video section. They're also available to you at any point in time on the YouTube and our COVID resource hub, westminsterchamber.biz. So if you're interested in binge watching all of our videos since March until today, please feel free to find some of the older ones that are on here and give us that hashtag replay as you pick those up. I've displayed a comment already. You've seen this coming to us from Parker Brown. Parker, good morning, and thank you for being my first one to comment and hop on here with me earlier on. Parker is using the comments function. So if you've not already done so before and haven't engaged on live streams, we use this function for any of the comments that we receive, which we like hearing kudos, nuggets of knowledge that you pick up and anything else that you glean. But then we also like to address any questions that you might have. So if during this broadcast you have comments or questions, type them into the comment section. We'll pull that up and make sure you have a profile picture that you're proud of us displaying for you. In this case, Parker has used his family for that, so you can't get any better than that. So with me today, I'm excited to kick off our higher education update featuring Red Rocks Community President, Dr. Michelle Haney. And Dr. Haney has served with us before on the Westminster City Council, is a resident in our community and just continually active in all layers. So I am very privileged and blessed to have her here with us today to share updates on how did Red Rocks handle COVID, what the future might look like for them, and then more about their college, their offerings, and what they do. So Michelle, you can take it away.
And thanks so much, Juliette. And good morning, Parker, since I know you're on the line as well. Welcome to my home, because that's where I have been since about March 16th. So to answer some of the questions that you might have about, okay, what is higher ed doing, and specifically, what is Red Rocks doing? So I want to first say we are open. But open means we are here to deliver services, and we're doing it primarily remotely. So we have continued to deliver services since we had to leave campus. So we had advising, tutoring, financial aid. Every service that we had was being delivered remotely. So students didn't miss out on it. It was quite a transition. To wake up one morning and be going to work, and then the next day saying to the rest of your 600 staff, guess what? We're going to go home. And not only that, but you're going to work from home. And not only that, but you're going to have to maintain everything you did face to face, but in a remote approach. So, many of our staff are accustomed to delivering education remotely, but that wasn't true for everyone. So initially, we took a 2-week spring break so we could get everything up and running and people comfortable with what they had to do. We were loaning computers to students. We were, I mean, you name it, we were trying to do it to make that transition as smooth as possible. So not only were we trying to help students learn how you approach online learning, we were teaching our faculty and staff as well. I have to tell you, I was extremely, extremely proud of the job that they did. We lost very few students. Most of our students finished the spring semester in great form, and that was our goal. You know, how can we continue to deliver the type of education that we're proud of, but in a certainly a different format. So the college remained open in the sense that you have to maintain your building. So you have your facilities people there. Luckily, we had some construction that we needed to complete. So it was wonderful. We had 19 bathrooms that needed to be redone.
Wow.
What a wonderful time to be able to do bathrooms because you weren't interrupting a flow of need. So we were able to do that. As I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, okay, now we're going into fall. And as of Monday, we will have a minimal staff on campus. We will start rotating people in and out. We are restricted right now by protocol that we can only have 30% of our staff on campus at any one time.
Wow.
So we are rotating staff in and out. So we want to be respectful of people who, you know, for whatever reason are uncomfortable coming on campus. They might have someone at home that is at risk. They could have children. I mean, you all know what the issues are right now that we have to be mindful of. So we're rotating our staff. As of the 17th of August, that's the beginning of the fall semester, we will go into 3 different modes of educational delivery. One is face-to-face. Now, I have to say that is primarily for lab-related courses or career and technical education courses that require face-to-face. However, we will be limiting the numbers of those students in a class. So there'll be 9 people that will be restricted. So we'll be running multiple classes, but with only 9 people. Anyone coming on campus has to certify that they are healthy. They're not running a temperature. They have to wear masks. So we are doing all the precautions. If you go on campus right now, and we have a lot of people that we've hired, you know, this spring that have never been on campus. So one of these days we'll get everybody back on campus, but you know, it looks different. We have plexiglass all over the main, you know, face-to-face areas. We've removed furniture so that we can't have gatherings that unfortunately students like to gather. So we had to take out furniture. We redid all our classrooms so that we had 6-foot spacing. So it's been, and we have restricted entrances. So we have 97 different doors. So we had to be assured that people couldn't come through any of the 97, but came through a restricted access. So that's what we're doing now. We're in full registration gear, ready to go. We're hoping that people will come and register and take advantage, whether it is a remote, a synchronous delivery system, whether it's online, whether it's face-to-face. We want to be sure that we meet their needs. So that sort of says COVID. But I have to tell you, Juliet, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, so I know what I'm doing right now for the first couple of weeks. What about the rest of fall? What's going to happen? What am I going to do for spring? You know, so it is a challenge right now to look into that crystal ball to determine what are we going to be able to do. So I don't know if you have any questions on that before I talk more about Reading.
No, you're fine. I will give some shout outs if that's okay. I see Counselor Demont on here with us. He's sharing good morning news. He's also telling you good morning, part-time boss. He has that in quotations. I see Larry Godwin with us, Jamie Gassing, good morning to you, Dave Carpenter and Joshua Dunton and Jason Ganal. I'm sure you're aware Jason and Heidi are plugged in to see you as well. So it's nice to have them engaged in this broadcast. For those of you that are just now hopping on, we have with us Dr. Haney representing Red Rocks Community College as their president. She's commented on a few different things that they did very early on as soon as COVID happened and their adaptability to that for both faculty and staff, and gave some of the positive news that the majority of their students did go ahead and complete this spring semester. She also touched on moving forward, what would that look like? And as the semester is getting ready to get back started here on the 17th of August, there are 3 different plans in place, one of those being the face-to-face. I was especially impressed with you touching on everything that you've done to maintain the level of health and safety, from the plexiglasses to the restricted access doors that are there, and that if they are meeting in person, it's a maximum of 9 people that are there. The students are wearing their masks. All of those details I've captured into as quickly as I could into the comment section of this broadcast. If you have questions or comments related to higher education, Red Rocks Community College, or anything else for Dr. Haney, please type it into the comment section. But if you wanted to carry on, and I know you don't have a crystal ball, and I always throw that at everybody by telling them what's the future, and no one has it yet. So don't feel like you're behind on any of that. But we shared, we had one plan of the face-to-face, but there's 3, right? So are
Right.
the other 2 a hybrid? Is it fully remote? What do those look like?
So you're right, Juliet. We have a hybrid approach where we will have people coming in maybe once or twice a week, but the rest of it is online and remote. We have some that are totally online. So, um, and we understand, when we started thinking about how we were going to deliver, most students have a preference for face to face. But now I think they're finding out maybe there's some convenience in going remote. I can be in my pajamas, so can the instructor. And David, I'm sure you've been sitting in your pajamas teaching your course as well. But there are some advantages because you don't have to leave your home, and quite honestly, with some of the things going on in our country and the concerns, I understand why people would say, right now that fits me better. But I think what I want to tell people, the services have not changed. So if you need tutoring, we have tutoring, and it is virtual and it's online. And actually, our tutoring is 24/7. So if you're a late night person and have a question about math, you can let us know, and we're on board at 1 o'clock in the morning. So we're trying to make it as convenient as possible and still holding to the rigor that we need in terms of education. But we're really dependent on our faculty and staff to make that happen, and our students certainly to participate. Again, I don't think after this that there will ever be a going back, Juliet, in education. I think we are starting, and we've been doing online education for 25 years. So it's not that it's new, but I think uh, we have had our eyes opened, looking at services. We are doing, I have to tell you, I'm so proud of the rec center, because we are not opening our rec center for obvious reasons. However, we have rec activities online. So we have do-it-yourself adventure. We've made available all our equipment for students to come and rent it so that they can take advantage, whether it's camping or other things. We just ranked number 9 in the nation. They had a 2020 competition for recreation. We were the only community college that was ranked. And secondly, we were the only one in Colorado. So those other ones that ranked, and I'm going to have to plug in my phone, hold on, is Wake Forest was above us, as was Stanford. So you can understand the kind of competition we had, and to come out in terms of, okay, I'm plugged in, um, in, in times of how rigorous the competition was. So we are trying to make it as functional as possible. Um, we are offering yoga, we're offering all sorts of things online so students don't have to miss out. We also have a health clinic and we are doing telehealth. So we are doing everything we can again to do our best to service our students. Um, so again, maybe I can talk a minute about Red Rock, other
Oh,
than
I
what we're doing.
hear you very well. I'm sorry.
So I have been president there for 12 years. And we have done, I think, some amazing things. Right now, we are offering baccalaureate degrees. So we have a baccalaureate degree in water. We also have one in secure software development. We're big into cybersecurity, and actually, we've won national awards. Our students have won competitions.
Oh, I'm losing you. I'm sorry.
Pardon me?
I'm losing your sound a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, that's perfect.
Okay.
We just want to be right up close to you.
In my face. And I apologize, everyone.
Oh, I lost it entirely now.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. There we go. Thank
Okay.
you.
I won't move. I'll try not to move. Okay, so we have national awards in cybersecurity. We also are the only community college in the nation to offer a physician assistance program, and that's a master's degree. So it's pretty unique, and people, I think, forget that we're not the stereotypic community college anymore. You have associate degrees, certainly, but baccalaureate degrees and a master's degree as well. So we're really big on the health programs that we offer. We have two campuses, Arvada as well as Lakewood. And hey, come and see us. And I know Juliet said if you have any question, but I'm always open for anyone calling my office and asking a question, and I promise I will respond.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that. Now, I do have a few questions that come to mind, Dr. Haney, and I know I keep making you move, so I'm sorry for that. But a few questions that I just wanted to kind of ask your way, and this is mainly as we talk about education and reopening, and then what the future of things look like, right? So, how has recruiting looked for the community college? And when we reference recruiting, I'm talking about going out there and information sharing. Obviously, going to the high schools has not been there and made available. So, have you had to rely on different tactics for that?
We've done a lot of social media, talking about our programs. And you're right. And I know you had Andy Dorsey on not too long ago talking with Front Range. And we have similar issues. Certainly, what we're finding is that many students are waiting to make a decision. They're waiting to see what perhaps the institution they thought they were going to go to, what is going to be their plan, because many institutions haven't decided whether or not they were going to be open or closed. So we have a lot of students, I think, that are waiting and then making a decision. We have some students, I think, that are deciding to take a gap year. They're going to wait out and see what happens next year. I would say to those students, don't do that. My fear, because having been in education for quite a few years, once you stop out, it's really hard to get back in. You get a job, you're, concerned, and I know everybody's concerned about finances right now and how to do that. And quite honestly, if I can say in terms of financially, community colleges are a good deal right now because certainly we don't charge the type of tuition that four-year institutions do for if they're going to be online. So I think we're a good decision for many people. But it's been primarily online. Advisors are calling people directly, texting students, because a lot of times you get an application, but people don't register. So we're calling everyone that has put in an application. We're also offering opportunities for scholarships that might be of an incentive because really we want students to take advantage of what we can offer right now.
Thank you. That was pretty comprehensive, and I was trying to quickly summarize it up. So as I'm finishing up that last comment that you had provided for me, can we answer the question on, how are there testing that's currently going on for the faculty that will be on campus or staff from the administration? I know you mentioned the maximum is 30%, and so you're rotating them through. Are they testing before they're coming to campus? And then for those classes that are meeting in person, even though they're labs or in that setting where they have to, what does that look like in between the classes? Is there cleaning that's going on or
Yes.
maintaining the level?
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. Yes, we are sanitizing between classes, and of course, in all general areas where people come and go, whether they're bathrooms, whether they're hallways, so our staff is doing it constantly. And of course, with a smaller number, we know exactly where students are, so we can get those areas taken care of very quickly. Um, as far as testing is concerned, we have no required testing. We do have uh, these thermometers that you hook up to that are hands free, that you don't touch, that will take your temperature. We ask you to verify that you have not been ill, that you're not running a temperature, but we are not there putting something through your nose or down your throat. That's not a requirement, and we would not be doing that. We trust people, hopefully, that they will take care of themselves, whether they're faculty, staff, or students. And if they have any of the symptoms, that they will choose to stay home, because we can then offer them the same kind of services online. They don't have to be there face to face.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that. I know that's definitely a question that's been out there. And so along the same lines and you relayed this a little bit when we were talking about the recruiting side, we mentioned the social media and the texts and calls that are going into play. For existing students that you have, how has your communication with them changed, if at all? I mean, is it still relying heavily on email or?
Students prefer texts as opposed to emails. So we're doing a lot of texting. And we still do a lot of calls, because sometimes it really is that comforting voice on the other end that's going to walk you through the process, that's going to make life easier. So we do a lot of that. We do a lot of emails, follow-ups. Yeah, so anything we can do, the traditional, face to face, obviously is not going to work as well. We do virtual, so we have a lot of WebExes going on from one student to an advisor. We do it in group advising as well. So yeah, we're trying to be as innovative as possible. Because we are starting to be open on Monday, we do have students that still would prefer to come and meet through a plexiglass, face to face. And I have to tell you that we're already booked up for the first 2 weeks that our advisors are open. So I would encourage people to make an appointment as soon as you can if you really would desire a face to face. That doesn't mean you couldn't do online or WebEx or other, ways of connecting. We're open to that as well.
Oh, I love that. Well, thank you. So if people are interested in knowing more about Red Rocks or reaching out, when is the website or phone number that they can call out?
Well, I'm going to give you my personal email, because I will then be able to send you to the place you want. So you don't have to go searching, because I know that's frustrating. If I send you to and we do certainly have a really good web page, but I know that people really want a quick answer. So it's Michelle, Michele, 1L, Haney, Haney, at rrcc.edu. Very simple.
Excellent. And as I'm pulling this up on the screen, I did have one other question for those of you that are interested with questions or comments or just general direction related to Red Rocks. Please feel free to email Dr. Haney. That's michelle.haney at redrockscommunitycollege.edu. As it relates to services that you might offer that are outside of the recreational, whether it's mental health or counseling, things of that nature, are you seeing an uptake in that? Is there a continual need for this, and have you expanded that?
We have two mental health providers that we contract with Jefferson County Mental Health, and so they are providing telehealth all the time. I have not quite honestly talked to them recently, Juliet, to see if there has been an increase in need. Um, so I don't have an answer to that, but I guess I wouldn't be surprised. I'm an extrovert, and sitting in the four walls of my house with a dog has not really met my need of being around people. So I can understand now how that is, the isolation can be very, very difficult. My field is psychology. I'm a psychologist by training, so I should know better. I should know that these things happen, but you don't think about it until you're really in the
Right.
midst of it. But we have counselors available if people want to call in for telehealth, and they will be glad to help.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. And thank you to everybody that is tuned in. Before we close out, I just wanted to share, if you're watching this on replay, give us the hashtag replay. If you think of a comment or question that you didn't get a chance to ask, be sure that you comment it on the video. We will get that addressed for you, or send us a private DM if you're more comfortable through that lens. We'll be back here at 11 a.m. on Monday. I was going to say tomorrow, but I do take the weekends off. So Monday, 11 a.m. with the mayor. Mayor Atchison is our weekly start to every week. If you have questions related to our city and what's transpiring, please bring those then with us. Today is the last day on our Westview Rise Shop Local program. Again, this was our Shop Local in partnership with the City of Westminster and the Westminster Chamber, where you can win up to $400 in cash prizes throughout the week. It ends at midnight. So if you have receipts that you've been hoarding, or invoices, I might regret this, but send it to us, info@westminsterchamber.biz, or just shoot it to us over in a Facebook message as well, so your entry can qualify. Again, I thank you for taking the time out of your day to tune in with us. Dr. Haney, I also appreciate you for making this work, for sharing what's going on in your lens. This was timely. So when we did connect with Front Range, it was a little bit earlier. So you have provided us with some more futuristic opportunities as opposed to where we were. And I appreciate everything you all are doing and supporting your students and staff and faculty. And most of all, I appreciate you for holding the ground there through such an uncertain time.
Thanks so much, Julia. And thanks for everybody for tuning in. And again, I apologize that I'm holding my phone. One of these days, I'll get better at technology. David, I'm counting on you.